Okay, so I just had a really big psyop done on me on purpose to get me from uploading a video. So I'm not going to show my face right now because I feel really dirty in my own skin. I want to get my tattoos removed, as they know, but they keep digging in these racial slurs in these psyops that they do to me. They're constantly trying to get me racist or incite me. Um, I have written down some of the psyop before I forget exactly what happened. So let me see where this paper starts. So I went to the park to make a YouTube video. I had a bunch of notes written down and a picture from when I was little. So I was going to do this YouTube video touching on some things that happened to me when I was very young. And they didn't want me releasing it, so they since one of my videos must have been geotagged in this spot, they and informants are everywhere. They actually showed up in the park. It's flooded here today. The river's high, and I went all the way in a spot in the back of the park, away from the street, away from everything, so that no people would bother me. And I was there for no more than 3 minutes, and a guy comes up on his bike and stops. And mind you, I was just about to record. I did not record it. If I did record the psyop, it would have gotten taken down from YouTube because the guy was unintelligently racist, as I would call it, and he kept using racial slurs and insulting me covertly and stuff. So anyway, I want to stress, my entire reason for going to the park in that quiet place was to make this YouTube video that this is going to be. But first I have to talk about this psyop. So I get to the park. As soon as I got there, he showed up, and this is what I wrote about him. He approached me in the park, continued to kind of coerce me into smoking weed with him. He kind of convinced me to take a couple puffs, and then proceeded what I describe as a racial slur psyop on me, and talking about other races ignorantly, and talking bad about rap rock music and rapcore music that I do like. He was insulting them and comparing white people to a lot of racial slurs, and just it was a total racial slur psyop. It went on for so long that I had to leave. I didn't get to make the video. I came all the way back home and I was really freaked out. The last thing he said when I said I have to go, the last thing he said was, "Watch nobody rolls up on you and opens fire on you." That's what he said. He kind of said it in slang, but that's what he insinuated was going to happen to me. So I took off. Yeah, I got out of there, and let's see. I'm trying to read this paper. Oh yeah, I want to also mention, he was very affirmative and military-like. He acted like he was in the military. That's the vibe that I got from him. And I considered what he said kind of a death threat. You know what I mean? That it's going to happen. I'm looking through my notes. Okay, so when I first got the internet, I'm going to talk about my childhood now. When I first got the internet, there was a lot of online pedophiles that would text chat with me. Of course, there was no video chat back then. There wasn't even MP3s. They would chat me up, and these men would be like saying sexual things to me, really messed up things, man. And most of them were homosexual in nature. And mind you, I was 12 or 13 years old, okay? And I'll never forget that the things they said to me, and they tried to get me to do stuff to myself. I don't want to go into it. It was really messed up. Let me see here. So yeah, two of my acquaintances online that I knew for one of them I knew for 4 years and one of them I knew for 10 years, both lured me to rent rooms from them, and they would do noise campaigns when I lived with them. And one of the nights I woke up with needle marks on my hand, like someone injected something in me. They were supposed to look like heroin marks, but I've never done a hard drug in my life. But I woke up with needle marks when I spent one night at this one guy's house. I was gonna rent a room from him, and he said this was a Benadryl. He gave it to me, and then when I woke up with needle marks, it was really messed up. Also, he was hiding stuff under my car seat to make it look like things were stolen from me, but they weren't. What else? I mean, obviously they've been in my life for like at least since I was maybe 11 years old, from what I can tell. So here's a list of my friends who died, and fathers and father figures. My dad got killed in a fake car accident when I was 9. Then I had a father figure who was also I don't know if I call him a biker or not, but he had a Harley. Everybody called him Fox, and he went into the middle of the highway. He drove his van to the middle of the highway and blew his brains out. I never got the vibe he was suicidal. He used to bring me to the video game store and buy me video games when I was a kid, and he worked with my mom for a bus company. And I just can't comprehend he like drove out to the middle of the highway and blew his brains out when I was like 12. So here, those are the, my dad and that father figure both got killed. I consider them killed. Let me see. So yeah, so some friends that got killed were I'll just name their first names. Jim Kanya was a musician that I was in contact with. He would send me records and stuff in the mail for free, just because we were friends. Kanya, Jim Kanya, or James or Jim, I don't know which one. He was the drummer of Nunslaughter and Schnauzer. Those are two bands. Anyway, he died of a heart attack. My other friends were Owen, Kevin, Charlie, Merton, and Brian. They all kind of had weird suicides or stuff like that. Just all weird stuff happened to them all. Every one of them. I mean, this started when I was 9 years old. Also, I've had my pets killed. I also want to mention a lot of my medical history is falsified. Like, but my lawyer helped me get on disability. What's it called? Like, he gave me my medical notes. He gave me some of my medical notes that it was like a list of notes, and it said things like my ex-girlfriend that I just broke up with had a daughter, and she never had a daughter when I was with her. She has kids now, but there was no kids when I was with her that I've ever known of. And I know that's the one they set me up with and stuff. Really weird stuff with my medical history. A lot of it, doctors wrote in stuff that's not true. I want to show you a picture. Here's me with the band Slayer when I was like 13. This is me with Slayer, the band. Can you see the picture? I don't know if you can see the picture or not, but that's me with Slayer, and they're holding up pencils to my head like I have devil horns. They were you know, it was a Slayer signing in a music store, and they were extra friendly to me. Slayer was extra friendly to me. Every one of my perps say I like the band Slayer. Every one of them. They all stress that they like the band Slayer. Yet my perps that infiltrated my life, I've never heard them listen to the band. They're telling me that because they want me to think that they are Satanists, you know. And since Slayer sings about Satan and stuff, they want me to hate the band because I grew up listening to it. Once again, here's a picture of me with Slayer. I really hope you can see that. Can you see it? Me with Slayer when I was 13. So yeah, they killed everybody in my life and inserted these fake people, you know, these people that are actors. It's very fucked up. They've been doing this to me since I was a little kid, you know, and now I'm getting covert death threats. My mother is also threatening me every day. You know, I'll be on the toilet going to the bathroom, and she'll be banging on the door, telling me I'm making a mess, and then she'll find a mess that isn't there, you know, and she'll say, you did this, and or somebody else will do it, and I'll get blamed for it, and she will threaten to call the cops on me. She says, I'm gonna have the cops called, and I'm gonna get you thrown out of here. If it's raining or something outside, she'll tell me she's going to get me to put all my shit in the rain. She's already made me lose most of my belongings. When I was 9 years old and my dad died, she was scolding me for crying and saying my dad was a piece of shit. Who cares that he's dead? And this is right after I found out, and I was crying the same night. You know, I was 9 years old. It's almost like my mother, you know, is in on it, and she wants me dead, you know. It's really messed up. So, they keep saying stuff, doing the street theater to try to attempt to make me racist. They even hire black people to make believe they're black nationalists. They do all this really fucked up shit to me. All this really fucked up shit to me. My mom, you know, I want to stress that my mom's put me in the mental hospital like at least 4 times this year. She just calls social workers and has me removed for mentioning anything about this. Right away, she calls somebody to have me put away. It's really sick that my own mother's doing this to me when I'm giving her money to stay here, you know. Well, guess what? I'm not usually here. Usually I'm put into the mental hospital, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. I'm really isolated, so if any TIs or anybody at all wants to message me, feel free to leave your contact in the messages or comments, whatever. Sorry, I'm not really a big YouTuber. Yeah, I guess that's all my notes. But don't you think that Slayer thing's a little weird? I don't know. Please leave comments. Tell me what you think. If you want to talk to me, just leave a comment. Thanks. Bye.